Okay. Okay.
All right, we are live. DMV Sports Zone. Naughty is in Dallas, Texas. Evan, we're all happy. What a game. Naughty, go ahead. You only have 5 minutes, so.
Okay. Sorry, guys, if you guys can't hear me. I know this is like all out of order, but appreciate you guys for doing this, and we got a big win. Shout out to the people here in Dallas. They got me on this on a mobile hotspot, so I'm here, and yeah, we won. We beat the Packers. It was a big win. A lot of people didn't think we would win. We always play the Packers tough, so I thought it would be competitive. But we pulled out the W against Aaron Rodgers. I'm super excited, man. Like we're 3-4. Yes, the Packers are also 3-4. At the end of the day, even while the Cowboys won here, and I saw a lot of Cowboys fans jumping up and down when they did win, I'm so happy the Commanders win. I'm repping our team out here in Dallas, Texas, and I'll continue to rep our team throughout this week, and hopefully we can get a dub in future weeks as well. But that's just my quick thoughts. I do have to sign off here. Abdul and Evan got you guys for the rest of the live stream, but big time win, and hopefully more to come. And yeah, that's it. I'm gonna sign off now. Abdul and Evan, you guys got the rest of the show.
Apologies in advance to your Cavs, bro.
Yes. Peace out.
Yeah.
And yes, Heineke, he's not the. We don't have the answer at quarterback right now, but I think
we gotta have this discussion again.
yeah. But you guys got it. Peace out. I have like
have
something up on Instagram potentially. I don't know, or you guys will see me on the live stream later in the week. See ya.
Gotcha. See ya.
Oh my goodness.
Well, Evan, what are your thoughts on Heineke if you want to start with that?
Well, I mean, first of all in all, Carson's better. I want to make that point blank clear. Carson is better just as a whole. However, there were a couple things Taylor did that I noticed that I did not see Carson doing this year. Number one, his confidence. And that you notice after the pick six, that's a situation where Carson just kind of mails it in. Like he'll throw like check down screens, nothing farther than really 3 yards. But Taylor came out the next drive and it was almost like the pick six never happened in his mind. Like he kept operating the offense the same way. He kept doing the same reads. And the thing with him is he forces a lot. He forces a lot of passes. Like he feels like everything has to be like 10, 15 yards, if not a touchdown. Like he just needs to learn to accept the dinks and dunks because sometimes that's what you got to do. And he did a masterful job of that. He did a good job of like managing the offense on the game-winning touchdown, and it just felt good to see our offense setting the tone of the game for once. To see that Padres just took the lead. Anyway, to see that for once it's the other team that's frustrated because they can't stop our offense, man. This was a game we needed, and Aaron Rodgers came in like with an injury on his throwing hand, and at that moment I'm thinking this is the game right here. If we're gonna make a push to save our season, it has to start here. And sure enough, we did.
Yep, definitely. Shout out to everyone in the chat, Patrick West.
But yeah, to conclude the point, Carson as a whole is better than Taylor.
But going back to your point, I mean, the pick six, when I saw it, it was like, okay, that's a terrible read. What are you doing? But you said it spot on. Like he just shrugged it off and just scored that touchdown and threw that touchdown to Antonio Gibson. It was great footwork by Antonio. And the touchdown to Terry McLaurin took a shot. I mean, let's talk about Terry McLaurin. I think this is his best game of the year. Aside from that one, the first game against Jacksonville, just bullying Jair Alexander. What are your thoughts on Terry's performance today?
I mean, this is the Terry that we knew that we was going to see at some point this season, and this is the reason why we paid that man. The Packers just had absolutely no answer for him today, be it on that deep ball over Jair Alexander, on the crossing routes, the slants. They had absolutely no answer for him. Like he was big on several third down plays, especially the one on 3rd and 9 where like he was able to make the adjustment, come back, get the catch to like move the sticks at like the 2-minute mark. He was big for us today, and I feel like the difference between him and like this game versus the other games is that Carson didn't really know who Terry was. Taylor knew who Terry was. Taylor knew exactly what he had in Terry McLaurin, And Carson meanwhile, Carson with him, it's like you have the feeling he was treating the wide receivers more so as, hey, I'm the new guy in town. I don't really know who the cool kid is here. Like, can you show me around? And that's basically what it was. But Taylor already knew. Taylor knew from the jump who the cool kid was.
Yeah.
And you saw it.
And that's what we've been calling for the whole season. Get the ball to the guy that we just paid 24 mil, and happy to see it. Even Terry, the emotion that he showed after that touchdown over Alexander, I loved it, man. We want to see that. These guys, especially our biggest playmaker on the team, we want to see him, the leader, show some emotion. And now we got to talk about, before we talk about everything else, the end. Did you really think they were about to score on the? My heart almost dropped when I saw the guys going back and forth.
Honestly, no, I didn't think they were going to score. And let me tell you the moment where I knew they wasn't going to score. When Aaron Rodgers got the lateral. At that point, I'm like, okay, look, this has been cute and all, but really, what is he about to do?
Yeah.
What is Aaron? It's the same thing I said every time Dax Mill went in motion on like a 3rd and short. I'm like, honestly, what are you going to do?
I agree.
What are you going to do with this?
It's true. But also with Aaron Rodgers, we could see that thumb was definitely bothering him today. I mean, do you think that played a big part in how he played today?
Oh, absolutely. Like Aaron, the whole game plan for the Packers today was a lot of shovel passes and screen passes. Green Bay was very conservative compared to what we're used to seeing from an Aaron Rodgers style offense. And you notice everything like at the sticks or beyond the sticks was really kind of inaccurate, off the mark. And really, a lot of them could have been picked. Like we talk about the plays that Taylor had in the first half that were interceptions or could have been interceptions, and rightfully so. But we're not gonna act like Aaron ain't have a couple of those too, like right at the sticks. He was off the mark when he had to go downfield. So it was a rare case. I'm pretty sure no one's ever said this before, where the Commanders' game plan was make Aaron Rodgers throw downfield. They knew about that injury report. They knew about that injury report. They saw how much it bugged him last week, and they took full advantage. And it's crazy. And it's crazy because the D-line didn't even get too much pressure today, and they really didn't have to. And they really didn't have to. All the secondary had to do was give just enough coverage to make Aaron Rodgers try to make an accurate pass with that injury, and he just couldn't do it.
Yeah, definitely. It was, even the announcers were saying, what's the point of even bringing pressure? Just bring everyone back. You know, he can't throw that far. But let's talk about this run game. Pounding the ball down that Packers defense. What were your thoughts on Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibson today?
I just love how Scott Turner is utilizing the run lately. Like Antonio Gibson, we see his explosiveness. And at the risk of jinxing, you notice he hasn't fumbled in a while. It's been a while since he fumbled. Then you have Brian Robinson being the big power back that we know he is, and he was a straight up bully today. He bullied the Packers D line. He bullied their cornerbacks on a couple plays, bullied their safeties, and even Curtis ankle breaker Samuel got in on the run action. And Curtis still he's still one of the more pleasant surprises this year, because you remember going back in the offseason, we were looking at Curtis and thinking, why is he even still here, right? What purpose does he have? But then you see him at full health and you realize we ain't seen him at full health yet.
Yeah.
Curtis has just been an absolute nightmare in the open field this year.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. I think it was great to see the play call. Remember the end around to Curtis? It was a jet sweep or whatever, and just fooled everybody. Even the announcers were completely fooled by that. So, if you were to grade Scott Turner's play calling today, what would you give it?
I'd give it an A.
Really?
I give it an A because Scott Turner because once Taylor Heineke started completing throws, and once we started getting chunks of yardage, we had Green Bay on their toes. We had the Packers on their toes from the end of the second quarter, about 5 minutes left in the second quarter, all the way to the end of the game.
Yeah, I think for me, it just looked like, and I said this a couple of weeks ago, and I'll keep harping. It looks like Scott Turner's play calling fits well for Taylor rather than Carson. I don't know if you agree with me on that, but just the rollouts is just it's Taylor's. That's his bread and butter. When you see him out there scrambling, it's just the mobility that he gives to this offense. I just think he has over Carson. So I don't know if you think, because there was just some plays where I thought if that's Carson, he takes a sack or he throws it away. But Taylor just has a way of just getting out, and he's only like 6 foot. It's just crazy how he's just so elusive. But let's talk about the secondary today. What was your thoughts on, because they had Randall Cobb out. I think who else was out? Alan Lazard was dealing with an injury, so it was just
Lazard left with an injury. He did.
Yeah, and then Tunyon at the end. How would you grade everyone's performance in the secondary?
The secondary really did their job. The secondary did their job today. I mean, granted, the Packers did have a lot of injuries. Granted, Aaron Rodgers did have an injury on his throwing hand, which caused him to be inaccurate. Yes, you can make though, like you can say that, but Benjamin St-Juste played a great game today. Derek Forrest played a great game today. Kendall Fuller got burned on that touchdown to Aaron Jones. Even he didn't have too many bad plays today. Like the secondary did what they were asked to do. You really can't say too much bad about them, especially since Green Bay could get nothing going offensively. Like prior to that last touchdown drive, which was really aided by penalties, it was really, and even then it was really more so Washington beating themselves than it was Aaron Rodgers beating Washington.
Definitely.
The Packers actually, I only give the Packers for generating one scoring drive today, and that was the first scoring drive of the game. Other than that, they could get absolutely nothing going.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was just our defense. I mean, literally take away that pick six, it was just 14 points they gave up, and the defense. I just think a great performance. They've been playing phenomenal these past few weeks. And hopefully with Chase Young coming back next week against the Colts, it could definitely add something. But going back to the offense, just talk about Armani Rodgers, National Tight End Day in the NFL. What was your thoughts on his performance today?
Armani Rodgers is showing that this team very well might be deeper at tight end than we thought they were. Because we all saw Logan Thomas go out on the injury list, and we're thinking, oh, that's a big blow. We don't know how they're going to compensate now with John Bates and Armani Rodgers, but Rodgers really stepped up today. He had a couple of nice routes. He was great in run blocking. He's part of the reason why the run game was so good today. And I just like what I've seen from 88.
Definitely. I think hopefully with Logan comes back, and I think Cole Turner, I think he was dealing with a concussion. He had this one play where he could have caught it, but he hit the ball.
He almost had it, but then he dropped it once his head hit the ground.
Yeah, so hopefully he's okay. But going back to, I think the defense, you talked about it, Ben St-Juste. I mean, how good do you think this guy could be down, or even for this franchise? You think he could be a cornerback one right now?
Benjamin St-Juste really could be cornerback one in about a year or two. I'm seeing improvement year to year and game to game, bro. I'm just seeing improvement. I'm seeing a development of football IQ. Dude just has a nose for the ball. I really like I really like the growth I'm seeing from him.
And the linebackers, Cole Holcomb, Jamin Davis, he had some nice tackles out there.
We got to talk about Jamin Davis. The last 4 or 5 weeks, Jamin has been balling. This is the guy we wanted to see since draft night. But we knew it was going to be a project. We knew it was going to be a work in the making. And Jamin is finally, I'm not going to say finally, it's only year 2. He's bearing fruit, man. He's bearing fruit.
And this is something we've been calling for such a long time. And hopefully he gets better in the passing game, because the run game, he's there, man. I mean, you just see him like shot out of a cannon. Great to see that. Talk about the special teams. Joey Sly, although he missed one field goal, was very critical today. And honestly, all those field goals that he made at the end were if they were just a little towards the left or the right, could have missed. But what are your thoughts on Joey's performance today?
Well, I mean, yeah, that is true. I mean, Joey did have a big part in making the game stressful. He also had a big part in winning. But also, if you're going to criticize the Commanders' special team issues, you can't just let the Packers' special team issues slide, because they muffed a punt, They had a couple less than desirable punts. There was even a kickoff they really slipped up on. So yeah. Green Bay special teams was slipping just as bad, if not worse, than ours, and that was a pivotal point today.
And also our special teams, there was that one great play by Tressway, Jeremy Reeves, and Percy Butler, which first of all, I don't know why it was being reviewed. When they said it's a touchback, I was like, what is going on? It just added more time to this game. This game was so long in the first half. It felt like 2 hours. What was your thoughts on that great play by Tressway and the special team?
As egregious as that was to even call it a touchback and illegal touching, that was probably only the second most egregious call of the day. First of all, that was a great punt by Tressway. That probably would have died on its own at the 1. But, that was the second most egregious call of the day because, bro, you look at that Brian Robinson run, and you think to yourself, bro, how do you call that a fumble? I mean, they never called it a fumble at any point, but how do you even think for a fraction of a second that that's a fumble?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I literally, it took so long for no reason. Even the commentators were saying that it was completely frustrating, but so be it. It was our ball, and 21-23, the Commanders are on top, 3-4 right now, 2-game winning streak, a little 2-game winning streak. What is your thoughts on the fans out there saying that Sam Howell should be playing and not Taylor Heineke? Should there change after today?
Now look, I'm a Sam Howell truther. Of all the quarterbacks on this roster, I'm a Sam Howell truther. But at the same time, you know what Taylor's purpose is on this team, to help us win if Carson can't. You got to give Taylor a chance to lose that privilege. You have to give him a chance to lose that before you put Howell in. And Taylor, just simply put, even in the first half, he didn't lose it. Mm-hmm. He didn't lose it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Taylor, he's a fighter, man. It's just and there were some hits that he was taking after he threw the ball, which should have been roughing the passer, but that's besides the point. The rest were all over today. I really think that if he keeps it up like this, we definitely win games. Again, time of possession. It kind of reminded me of that Green Bay game from last year where you don't give the ball to Tom Brady, in this case, and Rodgers. You pound the ball down their throat, and you see what happens. It was overall, I really thought we were going to lose today just because, everything adding up. Taylor's first game against his Green Bay defense saw the pick 6, but it's just, again, the way he bounced back is something incredible to talk about. And I mean, you harped on it. I don't know if the media is going to talk about us, your TikTok, about how
they won't.
The
story today is not going to be how the Commanders won. It's going to be, is Aaron Rodgers washed?
Yeah, definitely. All over ESPN. Nothing about the Commanders. Green Bay, they're in trouble. Nothing to watch.
No. They're going to talk about the Commanders. You know what they're going to say? Aaron Rodgers lost to the lowly Commanders. The lowly Washington Commanders.
Yeah, that's
in a game that he easily should have won.
Definitely, I agree. But right now, 3-4. Evan, what is your thoughts going into next week's game against the Colts? It's supposed to be a revenge game, but
there's two things here. First of all, don't look now, but the Commanders are only half a game out of a playoff spot. That's number one. And number two, for as much grief as we've given our coaching staff, we're about to face an Indianapolis team that has all of the same grievances that we can file with Ron Rivera and company. So if it comes down to coaching, and you haven't been able to say this often, Ron very well could win next week. Mm-hmm. And also a bonus thing. Did these people really think that Matt Ryan was going to be better
the statue
than Carson Wentz?
Yeah.
Now, I get it. Prime Matt Ryan is better than Carson Wentz, and that's no discussion. You do realize, though, this isn't prime Matt Ryan we're seeing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and it's not close to prime Matt. This isn't Matty Ice. This is veterans home Matt.
Yeah, I've been saying for a while. I just don't know why they thought he was an upgrade over.
Because he's not Carson. That's literally it. Because his name isn't Carson Wentz.
Yep, that is very much true. But going back to this Colts game, if we get Chase Young back, that would be huge. And if Jahan, I don't think they should rush Jahan. Maybe they get Diame back. That would be great too. But overall, again, a great game. I want to go back to this Taylor Heineke, Sam Howell thing. So you see the comment by Patrick West. I'm a big Howell fan. Was trying to do the right move. I really think, Evan, that as long as we're still in playoff contention, like chances wise, Taylor's going to be playing. But the second that we see that post where Commanders are eliminated, you put Howell in. Do you think that that's ideal?
I've been trying to say that the entire season, like ever since Carson took that hit, where like you knew he was going to be out, that hit to the hand, the same one that took Dak Prescott out. I've been saying that the whole time. Like if this team thinks they have a chance, then they're gonna use Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not saying Sam is bad. That's saying Sam is still developing.
Yeah.
And that's normal because he's a rookie. That's what rookies do. They develop in their rookie year. Meanwhile, Taylor's fully developed, and you trust that he's ready to go and lead a team that's still trying to get into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. And again, got the W today, man. That's really all that matters. Also, Ron Rivera won a challenge call today. That was, I mean, you got to give something up for that. We've been waiting for that for a while, man. But that's pretty much it, guys. Washington gets the W 21-23 against Aaron Rodgers. I can't wait to see him in the Pat McAfee show.
Oh, and we can't let this stream go by without mentioning that we beat an old Washington coach on homecoming.
Yes, sir. Matt LaFleur. That the 2013 the joke about how many coaches Washington let go. We just beat him. Ron Rivera took down Matt LaFleur. Crazy game. Make sure to follow us on social media platforms: TikTok, Twitter, Instagram at DMVSportsZone. Evan, before out, do you want to say anything?
How about them Commanders?
3-4, man. Say it ain't so, but Evan said there's a chance at playoffs. So us fans gotta, have hope. All right, guys. I'll see you. Peace.